Hello and welcome. Anyways, welcome to Storytime Part 1. This one is camp. So, back 4 years ago, around that time, I went to camp for the first time ever, and it was a Christian camp too. Alright, so when I was going up to camp, it took around 3 to 4 hours because we were going to frickin' Virginia. And once we got there, it was like freaking misty as hell. You can't see crap. You got water in your eyes, like Jesus Christ. We got there and we look at the freaking girls' cabin. We're heading up to ours actually. We see the girls' cabin next door, and it's like freaking nice. It's a palace and all. And we look at ours. It's just a burnt down building. It's like, all right, here's your bunk. It's a freaking wood bench. Anyways, so we go by, and we actually the pathway was actually completely made of gravel, and the flip-flops I had packed were like completely trash. Like they were paper thin and crap. So I was like freaking cuts all over my feet. Like Jesus Christ, it looked like a freaking badger came by and went, "Hey, how you doing?" And so continue on from there. I went to the lake that day, and that lake is freaking murk, like freaking dark. Like you dive down, you swear you're gonna freaking fall into an abyss. And my favorite thing was that we had was canoeing because you get to raid around for like 40 minutes just canoeing completely. And one day I was canoeing and I decided to drift sim it and flip my I'm like, oh Jesus, I'm gonna die. And then I actually tried to flip myself and I flipped myself. So like, oh shit, I'm dead. As well as riding alone. And so, just going on from there, in it, the next couple of weeks, the next couple of days actually, we went on and I decided to go on this inflatable type thing. You know that thing like jump person's on the end and the other person jumps off and hits it. So the number one thing they told me not to do was land on my belly. And what does my fat ass do? I decided to land on my belly. And mind you, this is like a freaking 50-foot drop. I'm falling and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. And I hit that thing and I slam into it and it launches me back straight into this, I guess you could say, cliff wall. And I'm I'm hurt over there. I'm bleeding. I'm like, freaking, a badger's back again, hitting me up like, hey, and freaking, as soon as I get out of the wall, I get out of that little tight spot, and I move around, and I'm like, oh great, my leg's hurting. Leg's fine. Lady comes up to me, you alright? Like, yeah, I just hurt the hell out of my arm, and my leg, and my pride. And so...
Reloading! Reload! Place nitro.
Anyways, so after that I moved when I was done with it. Until we got out of the freaking area, I went back to canoeing because I was done with that, and they had to shut it down multiple times because kids kept doing what I was doing, and they would hurt each other, and they would send each other like 55 feet to like 60, almost in the freaking gravel. Like Jesus Christ, I saw one of them almost hit the freaking land. Anyways, after that, and before that, I actually had to do a test to see what type of swimmer you were. And my ass got a 2. My fat ass couldn't even get above a 3, and there was a 4-year-old there who was still better at swimming than me. Not my best moment. Then from there, the most amount of fun I've had bro. And they had to sign us up for classes. My favorite was a shooting range. But also somehow they signed me up for freaking rock climbing. Now, if you don't know me, I am terrified of heights. And bro, this thing was like a rickety branch. Like you would go on it and you would feel yourself falling. It's like, oh, are you sure this is safe? Oh yeah, we've had only like 2 kids fall off in the last 20 years. Dude, yeah, they were last year. And as we went on, I was like, frick that, no. And then I got a freaking 8-year-old who's going, oh yeah, I'll do it. And as we're as I'm freaking going up there, it's like, oh frick that, I didn't make far. And then when we had to do the main test, was climbing up the middle pole. There was these little, you know how on a light pole, there's these little metal rods that go into the pole so that the worker can work power on the power lines. Oh god, I'm stupid. And so yeah, they had those, and it was like this old freaking thing, like you could kick and it'll fall over. And we had to climb it for our final test to see if we actually were able to do it. And man, I made it halfway actually. And then you had to go into this little like perch, and you had to climb from there to another for another 5 feet. Mind you, this thing's over like 100 feet tall, and you fall from that, you freaking dead, bro. Luckily, they had the little strap. They had the little harnesses, and it was like a really terrifying moment for me. It's like, am I gonna do this? Am I not? Am I gonna do this? Am I not? And then, when I tried to do it, I only made it halfway, and I went, frick that. And the lady who had been injured in a game day before, she was sitting next to me like, you gonna do it? Nah, frick that. She's like, I getcha. And so when we continued from there, we had game day. Well, game day was like this. You play the game. And when our games were basically that we had to run through these, like, it was you were arm in arm and you had to run through it. Now, one thing you don't do is you put a 23-year-old 210-pound dude, which was not me, it was one of my counselors. It was actually my counselor who did this. No, it was my other counselor. Think. Maybe. So as we were going on, bro, this dude sprained this kid's arm. Like, he ran full force into the kid's arm, and like freaking wrecked his arm. And like, he was out of commission for days. And the lady, there was like 4 game days, and the lady who was sitting with me actually hurt herself on the 2nd game day, and that one was the craziest. We had the cake game. Basically, you ran over, you had to eat the cake, and you had to get this little piece out of it, and you had to run back, give it to the other person, and then they would have to do something else with it. I don't remember. God, I freaking blacked out at one point because I ate so much that I literally had a stomach ache, and I actually was about to throw up. So yeah, not the funnest time, but it was the best days. Man, I don't even want to tell you the rest of that story. I gotta say one of the best things was dodgeball day. Was for game day. Dodgeball was probably one of the best. It was the most fun I had, and I'm surprised they removed it from schools. I don't know if y'all know this game, but it's a little pool ball game. You place around 8 balls on a row, and the other person has to knock them over. And my idiot self decided to put my hand in front of one of the balls so that I could cover it. Bro, I literally almost broke my freaking finger. Almost broke my third finger by doing that idiocy. And a little more of my counselors. Some of my counselors that I knew weren't crack addicts, but my counselor was like, ugh, I don't care what you do. You can go shit in the woods. You can go fucking lemur for all I care. And the other counselors was these college kids, and they were like really chill and all. They were the frat guys, and they were the guys that had their had the kids dress up in these weird stuff and such. But like, and they were like weird. And my counselor's like, don't ever do that. Oh, and my I guess you could say in the main hall of the camp, we had the food, which was the cafeteria area, and then we had the I guess you could say speech room or something like that, auditorium, and the cafeteria was actually it would serve really good food, and we had a challenge for people who came there that if they had to the people who were there, so one of them actually decided, one of them made, like, one year decided to drink a whole bottle of hot sauce, and so we wanted everyone to try at least to drink, like, a, a fifth or something like that. And everyone did it, it was fun, and then we moved on to, we moved on to Bible Auditorium, which was more fun than ever. We had the auditorium dude. He showed us a video, and this is the first time I saw this video. I don't know if y'all know the video of the video where the guy continuously is getting hit over and over in the face with like football. Well, he played like soccer and such, and then he played like volleyball and those videos, and it was great. Anyways, that'll conclude my story time for this episode. I wish I could record more of this, but I don't really have story. More of this story. Anyways, camp was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys